Pizza!
Hello everyone, Chuck E. Cheesy here. Today I'm going to be talking about a new project I'm doing. This will probably be the hardest project that I'll ever do in my life. Um, I'm still trying to get a baseline for trying to get everything figured out financially. Still doing some more studying, but I guess I should just get right to the point. Um, Now, a lot of problems with this community is it's highly discouraging, especially on places like Reddit or whatever. Like you'll see some, uh, you'll see like an 11-year-old kid and wants to make like Five Nights at Freddy's in real life, and all the comments are just discouraging him, which, in my opinion, is something that we as a community should stray away from, considering it's just not good. We want more people to be interested so that more of this stuff can be preserved and we can have more members of the community. Maybe that 10-year-old kid who was turned away on freaking Reddit or I don't know, just because some loser was online, just like telling, oh no, you're a stupid kid. Maybe that kid was gonna, I don't know, maybe he was gonna make a whole museum of all this Rockfire stuff and partner with Aaron Fector and do all these achievement stuff. So, yeah, the project that I'm looking for is very ambitious. Probably gonna get made fun of for it. I will do it though. I will do it no matter what. And it is to have a 3-stage Rockfire stage and Cyberamic stage all in my basement. Sounds really crazy, I know. I do have another room in my basement for it's all insulation where I could do some work or put the stages down there. Yeah, I am not hoping to obtain all these animatronics because, in my opinion, that's nearly an impossible task, especially 3-stage stuff. I don't even think I know someone with a full 3-stage truck with all its cosmetics. 3-stage stuff is like the hardest things to get, especially stuff like Pizza Cam. Nearly impossible. I only know one person with a Pizza Cam and it's some random guy on YouTube. But yeah, it's a very ambitious task. I'm gonna have a full Rockfire 3-stage and Cyberamic stage all constructed. I'm going to build these things. I'm not going to simply just, you can't buy all of them. In the economy of the community now, it's nearly impossible. This guy's selling a Mitzi for 15K, Aaron's selling a Beach Bear for 17K. Prices keep going up. Usually, of course, there's going to be someone, oh, here's a Rolf the Wolf selling for 7,000. And yeah, I do hope to actually own an authentic Showbiz or Chuck E. Cheese animatronic one day, because in reality, that's pretty much what everyone wants, is they want to own one, because it's just a part of history. It's a part of a vast collective history of over, 3 or 4 decades now of entertainment, and it's really interesting. And that's probably what brings so many people into the community, is that it goes way farther into the rabbit hole than anyone could ever imagine. But yeah, so let's start getting into more detailed descriptions. So yes, 3-stage Rockfire and Cyberamic stage that I'm all building. I will probably be building them out of metal. I'll try and build them out of like steel, preferably. It's more accessible. I do believe the Rockfire was built with aluminum, but I'm going to build them with steel. What are they called? The steel flat bars with a bunch of holes in them. If I have to, I might even just buy just steel and just start drilling holes in it. But I'm not doing that. And I'm not doing welding either. That's something that I want to kind of exclude from the project. I know that creative engineering and obviously Chuck E. Cheese both used welding in their animatronics, but that's not something that I'm going to look into. It's not going to be bolts and screws and nuts. None of that. I also will be using pneumatics. I will not be using servos. The reason for that is, number one, I personally don't like servos, honestly. In my opinion, even though people say they're easier to understand, in my opinion, they're actually kind of harder. I don't know. I'm not good with electronics. I'm not a big fan of it. Even, like, just hooking up valve bank to a micro blue controller, even that might be tough for me. I don't know, because some valve banks don't even come with wires, or they do, and you have to wire them or solder them yourself. I'm not good with that. I'm not an electrician. I don't work with, like, circuit boards or electricity or stuff like that. So that's one thing I'm not going to do. I will not do servos. I will be using pneumatics. In my opinion, they're easier to understand. Those are the ones I've been studying for a couple of years now. I have the most understanding of how pneumatics work, and cylinders, quick disconnects, and flow controls, and all that stuff. Also, if anyone wants to, like, do what I'm doing, I will probably make a video in the future. Not next week. Next week I'll be posting my Chuck E. Cheese Greensburg, Pennsylvania video next week. But probably the week after that I will post a video pretty much giving you information on how to study these things, understand these things, because there's so much content on animatronics and Chuck E. Cheese, Rockefeller Explosion, but the biggest problem I have is people seem to be kind of weirdly greedy with this information. Like, there's no, like, guide online where it's just like, okay, here's how they work. You get the air compressor here, you put in your 6mm air hose, go to the valve bank. There's no tutorial like that. At least from my knowledge, I've been looking and looking. You can always ask people, yes, but for someone on YouTube, they can't just look up, oh, how to make pneumatic animatronic. You can find people doing them, but they don't really go too in detail on how these things work. The video will be about, be kind of vague, like giving you a basic idea of how these things, I'm not going to go into internals of a pneumatic cylinder. I'll teach like two-way cylinders and the one-way spring ones or whatever. But yeah, back on topic. Yeah, I will be building them. For props, for backdrops, I'm going to start getting into, like, what I'm going to do for some things. Backdrops, I'm going to print them, preferably. I will print them and put them on cardboard, and just seal them, make sure it's nice and tight so that it has the same, like, quality of a cardboard cutout. I know you could possibly print it on a cardboard. I'm not sure if there's a company that does that. Might have to look into that, but I'll probably just print out just pieces of paper, a big sheet of paper, and trim it, lay it out on a cardboard for backdrops. For lighting, I'm actually not too interested in setting up the lighting to programming. Again, I'm not an electrician, so I'll probably just have some basic stuff. I'll get some, like, stuff on Amazon, like motion detectors, say for, like, Pasquale or Duke's drum that hits. So yeah, lights, I'm not too interested in. I'm gonna have spotlights, like alternating stuff. Maybe I'll figure out how to manually do it on my computer, but I'm not too interested in integrating lights into show tapes or programming lights, since that's a bit far back from where I am right now. For characters, obviously I will be using pneumatics. The thing is, for Rockfire stuff, I will be getting, try to be getting Rockfire actual latex masks for the Rockfire Explosion from Aaron, his part department. Really useful. I'm still kind of confused about what stuff you can and can't get from Aaron Fector. I'm not sure, like, can you, like, get any mold he has? I know he has, like, even Moonrocker molds. Like, can you get a Moonrocker mask or head from Aaron? I'm not too sure about that, but I am trying to get actual masks for the characters. Get the fur. I know, what's his name? Jake, I think, from Animatronic Warehouse. He's selling like Billybob fur. Some of it's sold out. He's selling Mitzi and Billybob fur, which I'll try and get. The rest, though, I'll kind of have to do the same thing he did, where I'll have to go find a company or find a really specific type of fur that matches the same texture and look of the actual animatronic. But they will look like the actual animatronic from the outside, because they'll have similar fur and latex masks, the exact masks. Prop characters, same thing pretty much for the Rockfire. I'll get a moon and sun, and I'll just integrate pneumatics into them, just DIY stuff. A big problem is the Chuck E. Cheese characters, because the Chuck E. Cheese characters, I'm going to have to build them completely from scratch. There's no resources or anything that I can do. You can't go to Chuck E. Cheese corporate. I don't even think they have the molds anymore. They don't really care about preserving that stuff. So I'm not going to have exact Chuck E. Cheese faces. The main thing I'm worried about is cyberamics, since those, although 3-stage seems to be the hard to get cosmetics, you'd think, because, you know, they're more detailed. I would kind of digress and say that cyberamics are, since their heads are really big, and if you make a mistake, you have to get another giant block of foam or whatever you're doing it from. That's probably what I'm thinking of doing, is getting a big chunk of lightweight foam, and because I do know they are made out of foam, they are stuffed with foam, and furring them and getting that same, preferably that same silk that the Chuck E. Cheese animatronics like Chuck has on his snout, that same soft, smooth silk that they use for their mouths or beaks or whatever. Yeah, I'll also have to do some mock-ups for characters like Building, Moon. Again, I can get another Moon for the 3-stage, but I will have to do a mock-up for stuff like Building, and who else? Building and, yeah, Pizza Cam and stuff like that. I will have to do mock-ups for that, so that's not preferred, but that's just the way it has to be. So yeah, 3-stage, Rockfire stage, and I'm also planning on building a cyberamic stage. I'm not sure which one. I actually do have a fondness for the modern cyberamic stages, so I might be doing a 1-stage or 2-stage. Again, I don't have really like too much room. I mean, my house isn't a mansion. I also will probably have a 2.0 wall. I already pretty much have a 2.0 stage. I have a giant projector screen that I can hook up. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, this is going to be a giant recreational project. The first animatronic I'll build, it's probably just going to be all DIY. So my own character that me and my friends, we're all in like this congregated group, and we're all brainstorming to find a character that works. We're thinking of an otter, so we'll probably be developing that. That'll be the first one that we'll create as kind of a test. Or maybe I'll just make a mock-up moon with cardboard and foam, since it has only 2 movements. Yeah, I think that's what I'll experiment the first 3 things. Like a DIY moon, I'll also be making like a basic Rockfire head, and a DIY like cyberamic otter, kind of, not cyberamic, but our own design, just so I can get, juices flowing, and like get a feel for designing them. Like, it's gonna be our own mech design, that we're gonna patent, I guess not patent, but create. This is a very large project. It's gonna be a very large budget. It's gonna cost a lot of money, but honestly, it's probably gonna be way less than buying Rockfire animatronics. I know that for sure. Everything after like 2020, like 2020 was a pretty good age. Since a bunch of locations were closing out for COVID, you get a lot of that stuff. But currently we're in the dark days. Very, very dark days for animatronics. Early 2000s were great. The community was just starting. You could buy a show from Aaron, since he was trying to work out some financial stuff, I believe. You could buy a show from him for $2,000, a full Rockfire show with props, characters, valve banks. maybe not controllers, I'm not sure what all came. I'll have to email Smitty, I forget his real name. Yeah, I'll have to email him about that, just so I can get some information about like what would happen if you got a full show from Aaron. What was that like? What did it come with? But yeah, we're truly in the darkest age for this hobby. Yeah, the Mitzi for 15K that I talked about at the beginning of the video. Yeah, that sold, which is kind of crazy. That was Dave Harbor's. He had a listing up a couple months back. I wanted to buy. He had a full Billybob, full fats, a full custom character he made called Looney Blue, who's just a loony bird with blue fur, and a Mitzi with no cosmetics and no hosing, I don't think either, and some latex pieces. It was originally Helen since it had the purple eyelids, but yeah, that was the one that sold, that Mitzi. He had the audacity to put hoses in it and sell it, so that's nice. And I'm not really blaming the guy. I mean, you have to keep up somehow. And someone bought it, so that just says a message, doesn't it? But yeah, we're really in the bad state when it comes to buying stuff. You can't be like, no, his name's Jack. I'm not Jake. You can't be like Jack Turner and buy a whole storage unit. A lot of them are just sold, bought, or destroyed. And yeah, that's kind of the end of the video. I will keep you guys updated. I'll do progress reports. I'll do study reports about what this project's gonna come. Estimated date. This is something that's so flexible. I don't have a deadline for this, but it's probably gonna take 3 or 4 years, even more maybe. So I'm assuming it will take until 2026, 2027 or 6, maybe 2028, because this will take a long time. It's definitely going to take a long time, and it's probably the biggest project that I'm ever going to do. Just to show you guys what I was like when I was younger in this community, I'll be showing a video of me and my old Billybob animatronic that I made years and years back. Yeah, I actually became more interested in Rockfire before Chuck E. Cheese. But yeah, I'll pull up the video right now just to show you guys what it's not gonna look like this. The final thing will not look like this. But yeah, here's that old video of when I was younger, and yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on this project. Hope you guys off to a good year. I'll see you next time.
Hey guys, so I know I haven't posted in a while, but I've been working on this guy. So yeah, this is a cardboard replica, I guess you could say, of Billybob from the Rockfire explosion. So yeah, he's got his basic features. I had to make some adjustments. His eyes were too high, I had to lower him. His eyes look derpy, I had eyelids. Still kind of does look derpy. I think I might fix his snout soon. It looks a little wanky. Anyways, there's not much to go here. It's kind of a simple character design, but there are some key features I want to point out. One, the main feature is he's a puppet, but we'll get to that later. I just need to go over this little detail. He has wobbly ears. Basically, as you can see here, I haven't pushed the tape all the way in on his ears. So basically, that makes them wobbly when you shake his head. And then you have his hands here. I just did this today. I'm going to do his legs and banjo later. And he has these little strings attached to his main body parts, and basically you can pull them and it will make him do stuff. So he's kind of like a puppet. He's got one on his jaw as well. And I'll move his jaw and also turn his head if you turn it. Now, how this works is basically, it's quite simple. I just had to cut it out, put This is actually a tissue box piece. You can kind of see it there, and I had to put a piece of paper over it. And if you look behind it here, the lighting is pretty bad in my room. My lights aren't strong enough. There's a little piece of cardboard you can see there. That is actually a little brace so that the mouth doesn't fall out. And if I were to tape it, that would immobilize the jaw and make it so it couldn't move anymore. So I had to add that brace in there. And then there's not much going on with the character. I'll add legs soon and his banjo, and I was thinking of doing the barrel with the little parrot guy. But basically, we're going to be lifting this up, and it's a storage unit. Basically, you could put anything in there from what's it called? Just put anything in there, from like spare parts, toys, whatever you want. And so yeah, he's pretty cool. Now I want to show you a little tutorial on how to make this guy. So first off, you're going to need a kind of medium-sized box. I used a Target box, and for his body, but not right now because we need to work on his head first. Or at least that's what I did first. What I did is I used this little holder box. As you can see, that's why it's kind of hollow on the back here. Not sure what it exactly holds, but I'm pretty sure you can use a big tissue box, but yeah, I just used this. Then what I did is got a tissue box, and I put it up here. Then I traced it, and then cut it out using scissors. And then what I did is actually cut out, since the tissue box is too thick, it would make his mouth look really thick. I decided to cut up the top and bottom tabs of the tissue box. So this is actually, I think, the bottom piece to the tissue box. Anyways, what I did here is I put it in there. So just leave that there. And for his tooth, what I did is got the bottom of an egg carton container, those little thingies there, and I ripped one out. It's going to be hard to cut it. I would recommend just cutting it generally and then ripping the rest out. And taping it onto his mouth. Then you have a snout, which I took a tab out of the tissue box and I drew a nose on it and taped it. This was kind of tricky. And his eyes, I just used paper. It's pretty straightforward. I colored him with markers. His ears, I folded tape. If you don't know how to do it, ask someone. It's not that hard. And I put the ears on. And the thing about the ears is that I didn't push them in all the way, so like I said, they jiggle when you do that. And then you need your medium box and just color the design of him on there, and that also could give you a storage box if you have it facing up like that. Then for his arms, what I did is I got these napkin, not toilet paper, but like the paper towels, yeah. Basically, I got a paper towel roll, and for his hand, I got cardboard and just taped it on. I taped his arm on. You don't want to tape it completely on, because if you want to do a puppet, then you're gonna have to not tape only like 2 times, like I did, or a few times, so you could still mobilize it. The strings is pretty straightforward. You just kind of tape the strings into the body parts. Then what you need to do is get one of those pins. You know those pins where it's like basically a pin, but you can like open it, and there's like, it's kind of hard to explain, but so let me show you. You have the pin right here, right? And the sharp part is actually 2 little metal pieces that you can fold open. So what that does is you're able to stick it through the paper, poke it through the paper, and then fold it using your thumbs, like fold it open, and then press it against the bottom of the paper. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about, but take one of those pins, get a cardboard little circle, then stick the pin through the bottom of his mouth in the middle, and also through the cardboard circle Then tape the cardboard circle to the body, and yeah, you have a swivelable head here. And for the brace, I just got a little rectangle. Don't make it vertical, make it horizontal, and then put a tape like in a cross or a plus sign. And then what I did is I just I used some tape to as you can see under there, I used some tape to tape it to the floor and tape it to the mouthpiece. And yeah, that's basically it. So if you guys enjoyed this little tutorial on how to make your own, for legs, it's pretty straight. It's pretty straightforward. You just need to get these things again, build legs and make paper, cardboard, flat feet. There's not much going on there. And for the banjo, just use cardboard boxes to make the banjo. But this is the main parts. And that'll be it for today's video. Goodbye.